This golf show every year has a little bit of something for everybody when it comes to golf. But coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk to some people. It's almost like immediate relief for joint pain, right?
Yeah. Really, what it comes down to is our bodies need magnesium. It's probably the most.
And now our product's a bestseller on Amazon and was used by a lot of different country clubs and different ball makers, Bridgestone.
We have some very good VIP frequent player packages that are available.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Today we're making our annual trip to the North Coast Golf Show here at the Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks. You know, this golf show every year has a little bit of something for everybody when it comes to golf. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk to some people you've seen on Inside Golf before from golf courses around the Philadelphia area. We'll talk to the people that made the trip here this year to see what they like and what they're taking home with them when it comes to maybe a set of irons or a driver or apparel. Also, one of my favorites, where do you see this? You don't want to miss this. This is for the golfer who has everything. This year, they have some great head covers, and it's worth hanging around for. It's all coming up next here on Inside Golf. Inside Golf is brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery, by Nike Golf, and by the Philadelphia Section PGA.
To the duffers, the hacks, we've been there.
To the 3 and 4 putters, we learned.
And to the rough riders and sandmen, we're ready to teach you.
To everybody out there who thinks they can't play the game, the over 28,000 PGA golf professionals say, we're here to help you discover or rediscover the joys of golf. To you, and you, and you, we're here.
The Philadelphia Section PGA is here to teach you. Play golf, Delaware Valley.
Well, you never know who you're going to run into at the Philadelphia Golf Show. How about Blair Thomas? Blair was a great star at Frankfort High School. He was a great football player at Penn State and the pros, the New York Jets, and also some other teams. And here he is at the golf show with EMT, which is a product that's going to help guys like me feel nice and loose when I get out there playing golf, right, Blair?
That's true, that's true. Everybody, when you're playing golf, you have a lot of different movements that you're making and you have different types of injuries. This right here gets you relaxed and loose before you're around the golf.
Dave Ritting is your partner with EMT. And Dave, you've been on the show before. I know we ran into you at Steppies outside of Norristown. But tell me, what does this do? It's almost like immediate relief for joint pain, right?
Yeah, really what it comes down to is our bodies need magnesium. It's probably the most important mineral you can have. It regulates everything. You talk about calcium, phosphorus, it regulates it. So without enough magnesium, your body doesn't function.
So it doesn't impact the rest of your body, it just impacts the specific area where there may be some joint pain. And it's a quick application. It's almost like putting sunscreen on before you go out and play around a golf.
Exactly. And you don't have to worry about ingesting any kind of pills for it to go through your internal organs. It's topical, which we got proof that it's transdermal, that it penetrates the skin, and you're getting it to the area that's injured, you're not urinating most of the ingredients away.
Well, you know, there's so many guys your age. You're not an old guy by any stretch of the imagination, but sooner or later we all get aches and pains. And anybody that played as you did, even a little bit, half of what you did, you know, that takes its toll 20, 30 years down the road.
Well, that's why we send people to our website, because this product is for the weekend warriors as well. So we're sending people to, to our website, which is, www.getemt.com.
All right, EMT, folks, aches and pains. You want to still be able to play golf pain-free? Blair Thomas and Dave Ritting say, try their product, EMT. You're going to like it. One of the features here at the golf show, every year the manufacturers come out and they put out their irons and their drivers, their fairway woods, and everybody gets a chance to sample something. You never know. You may find something you like, and pretty soon it's going to be in your bag. Jim Stepter's here. Jim, you're no stranger to the golf show here at the Expo Center, huh?
No, I've been coming for years. It's always a nice event.
So what brings you out here today?
Just to look at the new equipment, to see what's innovative and exciting in the golf world, try to improve my game.
Everybody's always trying to improve their game. Now, I see you brought over to the range a couple of drivers. What do you got?
Right, I have a Titleist D2, which is a similar driver to what I already have. That's what I play with.
I was going to ask you, what do you normally have been playing with?
With the D1.
Okay.
And then I'm also looking at the R11 TaylorMade product.
Okay. Yeah, with the white top and all that,
right.
huh?
And I guess it has the adjustable head, and it allows you to do all kinds of great things to get on the fairway all the time, which I have a problem doing.
So you're a high-tech guy, huh?
I try to be. Try to get every advantage.
Stay on the cutting edge.
Yes.
Well, let's see you hit a couple of these things.
Okay. All right.
All right, Jim, we've seen you take a couple whacks at it with that Titleist. What do you think?
It's a nice club. It's accurate. It helps me out. I like it a lot.
Okay, now you're going to try the TaylorMade?
TaylorMade, correct.
All right, let's see how you feel about that. All right, so what's the verdict on the TaylorMade?
Great club. Great club. I like how it feels. It's pretty light. I hit a couple very well, so I think it's a great club.
Yeah, that last one I saw you had, that looked like maybe about 275 right down the middle, little right to left draw.
Yeah, that's right, maybe 300.
That'll help improve your game, huh? 300.
Indeed. You know, us golfers always exaggerate.
Pay cash or plastic with this. You're going to run right over there. Well, Mike Baker from near Lancaster, first trip here at the Philadelphia Golf Show.
First trip for me, yep.
And what you come down here for, Mike?
Looking for a set of irons.
And you found something?
I did. I found them. They're right over here.
All right. What kind of manufacturer are they?
They're Titleist CB710s.
Got a good deal on them?
I got a great deal on them, yeah.
Now, did you come over here to this practice range and hit them, or did you know before you came that you wanted those Titleist irons?
Well, I kind of knew I wanted them, but I wasn't sure I needed to hit them. I hadn't hit them before, but I love Titleist irons, so it was nice to be able to get them from the display over here and bring them over and hit them.
Now, what was the difference? What made you say, yeah, these are for me?
Well, really, like the look of it is a lot for me, but I love the way the Titleist hits. I just needed to hit a few to really get the feel of them, and yeah, they feel fantastic. I mean, just shoot right off the club.
At this year's show, pros from the Philadelphia section of the PGA gave of their own time, came out here and gave free lessons to some people who obviously needed them. George McNamara from Brandywine, a master pro, which is sort of like George having your, PhD for a golf professional.
Yeah, it is like that.
And you're here actually giving free lessons.
Yes.
And you wound up meeting a guy who you went to grammar school with.
We went to high school together.
High school.
Bishop Kenrick.
Okay.
50 years ago, Rich, was it?
50 years ago.
50 years ago. So here you are, of all places to meet, at the golf show, and you're going to get a lesson, Rick, from your old high school classmate.
I am. I know he's I know how good he is. I've heard how good he is.
Now, what would you like George to look at? What bothers you about your game right now?
Mid-irons. Mid-irons kill me. I have a really hard time hitting mid-irons.
You're just trying to get Rick here to release the club, basically?
No, I'm trying to get Rich to bring out his natural swing without interference. So throwing something is something we all know how to do, and it's very similar to a golf swing. So rather than work on the individual parts of the swing, what we're going to do is we're going to work on the whole motion of the swing. He's a little bit, everybody, when I say throw a club and they get a little itsy about it, but the fact of the matter is after a while, it's a very, very simple motion. Rich already has a good golf swing, he just doesn't know it.
You actually have sometimes your students let go of it.
Yeah. I've worked extensively with Fred Shoemaker, who is extraordinary golf, and I don't teach, I coach. So there's a big difference between teaching and coaching. Teaching assumes I know something he doesn't. Coaching, I believe he already has it. My job is to try to lead it out of him, and that's the difference.
Stay tuned, because by the time this ball reaches the hole, we'll be back with more Inside Golf from the North Coast Golf Show. That's pretty good.
If 5 friends are having a light beer and they all put their drinks down in the same place, how long will it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long, because the rich amber color of Yingling Light Lager makes it stand out from the rest. The true lager flavor, however, makes it disappear. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager, from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
Never had a chance to play the 17th hole at the TPC Sawgrass? Well, these folks did here at the North Coast Golf Show, and a chance to get a prize for getting it closest to the pin. You know, I remember years ago when you used to putt indoors and they had that little thing where you putt and it would kick it back to you, so you didn't have to constantly go tracking down the ball. That assumes that you made all your putts. Well, now you can do the same thing. It's the net return. Paul Crawley is the president of the net return. Paul, tell us about this product, will you?
Absolutely. Myself and I have a twin brother, came up with the product. It was 1987. We were in college. My brother was a punter. Over the years, we developed the product to become a golf product. So we reintroduced the product in 2008 at the PGA show. And now our product's a bestseller on Amazon and was used by a lot of different country clubs and different ball makers, Bridgestone, Titleist. And it's the only 5-star net that's on Amazon. And we hand make each and every net in New Jersey.
Now, you mentioned your brother was a punter, and everybody has seen punters, place kickers, kicking into a net, getting ready for that critical punt maybe, or critical field goal or extra point at the end of the game. And the theory is the same for a golfer.
Absolutely. The identical theory for a golfer. You hit it one ball, and it returns it directly back to the tee.
And you can do it, like, for instance, you want to get 50 swings in before you head to work in the morning. Bingo, you can do it in how much time?
Literally 10 minutes. You're a little late for work. You want to get those swings in and make sure you swing every day. And for 10 minutes, you hit in your garage, basement, backyard, patio, and lo and behold, you're hitting a ball every day. You're out on the course, and your game's improved.
Give me an idea, price-wise, what the net return here would cost.
The net return is a $395 product, and then we offer different accessories, side bears and turf and things like that.
Ryan Kidwell from White Clay Creek down at Delaware Park. I know your course is closed for a couple months right now, yep. Ryan, but you getting excited come March?
We're really excited about this year. You know, come March, we're excited about to open up and kick off the spring season and looking for a great year.
Well, you have such a great facility down there. No stranger to inside golf. We've been down there the last couple of years. You got, of course, the racetrack. You got the casino. You got the golf course and the restaurant, which I know is open right now.
Yeah, everybody needs to come down and check us out. You know, the golf course is closed right now, but we have a fantastic restaurant, At the Rail Wine Bar and Grill. Great wine selection, great dinners, great lunch. So come on down and check us out. Also, you need to hit the racetrack. You know, racetrack will go live racing in May, slots, table games, and then in the fall we come back with some football betting.
Well, you know, you also last year took me indoors there. You had that little practice range. This is a great time of the year. You sneak away a little bit and hone up that game of yours?
Absolutely. We have a fantastic indoor facility. We use V1 swing analysis. We have a launch monitor. So come by, tune up your game, get ready for spring, and we're ready for you.
You know, last year was no secret. Rounds of golf in the area were down. The weather was brutal, but this year there are some encouraging signs. And here to talk about it from Ravens Claw, Gene Carpino is the head golf pro. What do you hear, Gene? Well, what do you see in terms of just at Ravens Claw?
Obviously a big difference from last year. Last year we had snow basically January and February, consistently covering the golf course. This year we've had play probably 20 out of 30 days of the month. So we're obviously up a good percentage of rounds. Again, it's kind of hard to, it's easy to beat last year's rounds, but it's a good start for the year, and it helps make up for last year's precipitation that we've had too.
Yeah, and I think you said before we went on here that you had as many as, what, 80 golfers out there on the weekend in January?
Yeah, we've had 80, 85 players on weekend days this time of year, and we drain real well at Ravens Claw, so that helps us kind of get the edge on some of the other courses that may need to be closed because of the rain.
Yeah, it gets lonely there sitting in the pro shop without anybody coming in, doesn't it?
That's true. We like to see the players, absolutely.
Well, the next best thing to being at Bully Rock is having Bully Rock come to the Philadelphia Golf Show. Rick Rounsaville, no stranger to inside golf. Rick, how's it going?
It's great. It's been a good show. It's a lot of people here. It's been pretty exciting. Gets us out in front of everybody again and kind of stay in front of people so they remember who we are.
Exactly. You know, Rick, the statistics show that this year, January, maybe December, numbers, rounds of golf were up in the Mid-Atlantic region compared to last year when we had the bad weather. And I know the weather is always the X factor for you guys. Have you seen a little bit of an upward tick?
Yeah, December was good for us. So we had a decent amount of rounds in December. Obviously, the previous 2 winters we had zip, so and anything was better. But yeah, it was on the days when it got over 50 degrees, we saw a pretty good amount of play. So it's been good.
What's going to be on tap this year, 2012, at Bully Rock?
Well, I think more of the same. We've been very fortunate again in 2011. We've gotten a lot of new accolades, a lot of good write-ups in a lot of the magazines. It continues to be the premier golf course and that anybody can come and play in the Mid-Atlantic region. And we have some very good VIP frequent player packages that are available now for people that want to come down and play us a couple times. There's great rates. There's lots of specials. There's hundreds of dollars worth of savings with the packages, and obviously you get the opportunity to play a top 100 golf course.
Absolutely, and it's always just a quick trip down I-95 from the Philadelphia area.
And really, we're right off 95, right over the Susquehanna River. So from downtown Philly, it's without traffic, it's an hour and 15 minutes, and we're really easy to get to. So it's not. Sometimes you say Maryland, it's like you think you're driving a day, and you're really not. It's a real short trip down to come see us. For the people that haven't played it, it's a real treat. It's a Pete Dye golf course, and obviously Pete builds world-class championship golf courses, and it's really right in our backyard that you can come play.
The shaft's low. There's an angle from the right arm to the shaft. Most people are this way.
Lou Guzzi, no stranger to Inside Golf, and today you're a little bit out of your element, right, Lou, up here on the celebrity stage at the golf show.
Little stage show, folks, no problem. Talked about the wedge system today, Har. Talked about how we control our wedges by keeping the backswing shorter, accelerating through, using a lob wedge, sand wedge, pitching wedge, and the same system, the 3-level swing system, for hitting knockdown shots as well. About 45-minute presentation.
There was that one presentation where talking about how you were unloading some sandbags or something like that. Just right. Go from this side straight through, keeping the same plane, huh? It's really simple, isn't it, the golf swing?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And the funny thing about this is the golf swing hasn't changed, Harry, probably in 70 years. We went to steel shafts, went from hickory to steel, so they had to make a little adjustment there, folks. That's about it. Other than that, if you go back and you look at Hogan's book, Power Golf, from the 40s, it's all in there. Hover the wheel, swing plane. He had it figured out.
We're still trying to figure out, and this guy can figure it out better than anybody. PGA section Coach of the Year or Instructor of the Year.
Whatever you want to call me, Harry. It's all
Lou
good.
Guzzi from Talamore. Always a pleasure.
And they hardly look like you're even doing anything, but boy, there's this pop.
To the duffers, the hacks, we've been there.
To the 3 and 4 putters, we learned.
And to the Rough Riders and Sandmen, we're ready to teach you.
To everybody out there who thinks they can't play the game, the over 28,000 PGA golf professionals say, we're here to help you discover or rediscover the joys of golf. To you, and you, and you, we're here.
The Philadelphia Section PGA is here to teach you. Play golf, Delaware Valley.
Guests of Inside Golf enjoy dining at Sin Sin, the popular Asian fusion restaurant located on Germantown Avenue in the heart of scenic Chestnut Hill.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
I came away with a whole new respect.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. We're in Newtown, Pennsylvania in Bucks County at the beautiful Green Parrot Restaurant and Pub with our panel of golf experts. From the NBA for 25 years, top official in the league was Mr. Steve Javie, and a Newtown resident, by the way. Joe Logan is with myphillygolf.com. And Tony Leodore, permanent member of our Teed Off panel, host every Saturday morning on WNTP of Golf Talk Live. You know, Steve, the debate has gone on for a long time over whether you can consider golfers real athletes. Now, you've run up and down the court for 25 years with maybe the most conditioned athletes in professional sports, NBA players.
Sure.
Do you think golfers get a bum rap and people say, hey, these guys aren't athletes?
I think they do get a bum rap because I do believe they are athletes. And as we talked before, they are in different sports. obviously golfers can't run up and down the floor for 48 minutes as NBA players do, but I don't think NBA players can hit the golf ball like professional golfers can. And I believe that every sport lends to its different techniques and so on, of whether it be a mental or hand-eye coordination, or in our case, physically running up and down the floor, jumping, cutting, dunking, whatever it may be. I'm sure that Davis Love III couldn't dunk a basketball, but then again, Shaq probably can't hit a golf ball that far either.
Well, Dustin Johnson, we know, can dunk a basketball, and there's a commercial out right now that shows him doing about 3 or 4 things athletically: swimming, playing basketball, of course, hitting a golf ball. Joe, what do you think athletes in terms of golfers?
I think they have awesome talent. It's different. I mean, these guys are limber, they got torque, all kinds of things. One of the most shocking things I ever saw playing golf, I played around with Fuzzy Zeller, who you would not think would be Mr. In Shape. That guy, up close, had an unbelievable athletic ability. He kills the ball. He all kinds of torque in his swing. I came away with a whole new respect for Fuzzy Zeller's athletic ability. And this was when he had quite the paunch on him.
Yeah, right. Well, in my mind, golfers are by far the superior athlete when compared to any other sport from the eyebrows up. They kill them all. But I'm still thinking of Craig Stadler, and I'm having a little trouble.
John Daly.
Well, wait a minute,
John
though. But think of it, for what he has to do, the hand-eye coordination of a golfer. You talked about Fuzzy Zeller. You mean you look at Fuzzy, nobody would think he's a conditioned athlete.
Right.
Craig Stadler, same boat.
He's got a good left
But,
elbow.
you know, for what they have to do,
They probably have better hand-eye coordination than a center in the NFL.
Absolutely.
I would think maybe a little bit better than that. You know, as Joe said, it's a different type of athleticism. There's more who are at least getting in shape now. That's for darn sure.
That's what I was going to ask.
And their workout regimen is certainly way different from the days that I'll never forget at White Marsh Valley in the old IVB, where Frank Connor was leading the tournament and went right from the course right to the old White Marsh Inn. Every night, stayed at the bar the whole time, and then slept in his car.
This was his hand-eye coordination?
12-ounce curl.
Slept in the car every night, even with the lead on a Saturday, went, showered, and went back on the course.
How did he make out? Do you remember?
He did not win. He lost the lead on the final day.
Right. But conditioning, I mean, you'd agree that today's touring pro is in much better condition than even 10, 15 years ago.
Well, Harry, just look at the senior tour.
Yeah.
Look at the conditioning. Joe was saying about the torque and the stretching and so on. The seniors, how far they hit the ball nowadays. It used to be these young kids couldn't wait to get to the senior tour because, they only have to hit a 250. Oh, no. These guys on the senior tour are in shape also. They have the flexibility. They stay in shape, and they can hit the golf ball.
Well, Freddie Couples, what was it? One of the events last year he played on the PGA Tour, and he was 8th in driving distance against the kids.
What we're ignoring here, too, are women on the LPGA Tour. They are, look at the size of these women. They're like,
I'm not going there.
No, height-wise, I'm talking about.
Oh,
they're like
very
5
tall, very
foot,
tall.
and they're hitting the ball 280 yards off the tee. And you know, their hand-eye coordination. These women are fantastic athletes, I think. Maybe better than the men, pound for pound. What do you think, Tim?
Well, when you look at Lexi Thompson, for sure, we saw her, did an interview with her down at the PGA show, and you know, she's 5'11", 6 foot tall, shoulders like this, like a swimmer, like a competitive swimmer. I mean, she is a big 15, 16-year-old kid, and yeah, I mean, there's no question. You look at her and say athlete immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you know, from a stature standpoint, you look at these women and say, how do they hit the ball as far as they do? And the answer has to be the conditioning that they're in and their great athleticism. All right, let's go out to the bar. Ellen Koloje has a question, and I think it has to do with this year's majors and 2 very, very big guys on the tour. Ellen?
Thank you, Harry. We're out here with Mike Routon. Mike, what is your question for Joe?
Who do you think has a better chance of winning a major this year, Phil Mickelson or Tiger Woods?
My heart says Phil. My head says Tiger. You know, Tiger, I think, is closer to being back than you would know from his finish at Abu Dhabi, recent finish. He won his own tournament last year. the first tournament he's won in quite a while. I know it wasn't official money, but a victory is a victory, and that's got to build confidence for him. The surprising thing is he was unable to finish the deal at Abu Dhabi, which raised a few eyebrows. But Phil he's getting older. Phil is older than Tiger, and it's not that he's on the slippery slope of the end of his career, but I think Tiger has a better shot this year. Specifically, I'd say he's got a better shot at the Masters.
Well, I was going to say, outside of the Masters, though, which is the permanent site of that major, the other three rotate. Which of those three is a better course for the horse in terms of Tiger or Phil, do you think?
I would either the British Open at Muirfield or Kiowa PGA, which is a big course.
But if you had to pick between the two, Tiger has a better shot at winning at least one of those four.
Just don't hold me to that.
Okay, and that's going to do it for Teed Off. Thank you, gentlemen. And we want to thank everybody here at the beautiful Green Parrot in Newtown, Bucks County. Inside Golf continues with more in just a moment. Looking for a comfortable dining and get-together spot in historic Bucks County? Welcome to the Green Parrot Restaurant and Pub in Newtown. The kitchen features wood-burning stoves, specials for lunch and dinner daily, a wine list that features more than 60 offerings, and there are 24 different draft beers. All this in one very unique place, the Green Parrot on Sycamore in beautiful Newtown.
It's time light beer got some character. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
Some of the fun stuff always involves head covers. Boy, head covers have come a long way, haven't they? For instance, you want to cure that banana slice? Daphne's Head Covers has the perfect answer. Huh? Do you think that'll work for you? Why not? All you Gino Uriema fans from Norristown, UConn's famous Hall of Fame coach, go Huskies, go Gino. Margaritaville, here we come. It's always the 19th hole when you're playing with Daphne's Jimmy Buffett style head cover. John Chaney's taking up the game of golf. Perfect gift for John Chaney for next Christmas. Go Owls. How about when you hit that stinker? Oh, do I have to say anything more? And Lassie! Lassie! There's Lassie. You know, I don't know if I have enough guts to even put one of those things in my bag, but boy, I love those head covers. Hey, hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Inside Golf. Once again, our annual trip here to the North Coast Golf Show in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Coming up next week, we're going back to Orlando, Florida. A look back at our recent trip to the PGA Merchandise Show. And included in next week's show, we're going to be talking to Dave Pelz. He's the guru of the short game, as he calls it, the scoring game. We'll find out some interesting background about how Dave got hooked up with Phil Mickelson and about Dave's career when he was, you're not going to believe this, a real rocket scientist. He worked for NASA. Also next week, a look at an all-golf channel that's going to be making its debut soon. All I can say about it is it's not your father's golf channel. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you, don't pick up. See you next time on Inside Golf. Inside Golf has been brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery, by Nike Golf, and by the Philadelphia Section PGA.